It's just a cup of coffee, right? But 300 years ago, it wasn't just a drink. It was a threat. Kings feared it. Empires tried to ban it. Because when people gathered around coffee, they started to think, speak, and rise up. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. 1. What was a coffee house? In the 1600s and 1700s, a coffee house was more than a cafe. It was a place where people from all walks of life came together. Workers, merchants, poets, and thinkers met to talk about news, politics, and new ideas. For the price of one cup, you got access to newspapers, debates, and public discussion. They were nicknamed penny universities because you could learn more there than in school. 2. The coffee trail from Yemen. Coffee originally came from Yemen, a country on the southern tip of the Arabian Peninsula. Sufi monks there drank it to stay awake during long nights of prayer. From Yemen, coffee spread to Cairo in Egypt, Istanbul in modern-day Turkey, and Mecca in Saudi Arabia. These cities were part of the Ottoman Empire, a powerful Islamic empire that controlled much of the Middle East, North Africa, and Eastern Europe for over 600 years. 3. Fear of free thought. The rulers of the Ottoman Empire noticed that coffee houses made people talk, and not always politely. Musicians played songs mocking the government. Citizens debated religion and politics. Some sultans banned coffee entirely, fearing that too much thinking would lead to rebellion. But banning coffee was like banning fire. It always found a way to spread. 4. Europe's caffeine crisis. When coffee reached Europe, monarchs had déjà vu. In England, King Charles II tried to shut down coffee houses in 1675, calling them places of evil and sedition. The ban lasted just 11 days. Why? Because people didn't just love coffee, they loved the freedom to talk. Coffee houses became the heart of political and intellectual life. 5. Fueling the Enlightenment. Philosophers like Voltaire, Diderot, and Rousseau practically lived in the cafes of Paris. These cafes weren't just for sipping, they were for sparking revolutions of thought. Ideas about science, democracy, and human rights were brewed there, and they spread across Europe like wildfire. 6. The French Revolution begins before the French Revolution. Paris cafes became hotspots for political debate. Writers and citizens planned protests, printed pamphlets, and stirred public anger. One key moment, the storming of the Bastille in 1789, where citizens overran a royal prison, was sparked by conversations in coffee houses. That event marked the beginning of France's fight to end monarchy. 7. Coffee builds capitalism. In London, coffee houses became more than political spaces. They became business hubs. Lloyd's of London, now a major insurance company, began as a coffee shop where ship owners met to share risk. The London Stock Exchange also started with traders meeting in cafes. Modern capitalism owes its roots to these buzz-filled rooms. 8. America's drink of rebellion. After the Boston Tea Party, where American colonists protested British taxes by dumping tea into the harbor, tea became a symbol of tyranny. Americans switched to coffee as a political statement. Revolutionary leaders met in coffee houses to plan the future of an independent United States. 9. The bitter side of beans. But not all coffee history is inspiring. To meet Europe's demand, colonizers built massive plantations in colonies like Brazil, Haiti, and the Caribbean. These were powered by enslaved Africans. The same drink that fueled freedom in Europe helped fund oppression elsewhere. The revolutionary cup today, we drink coffee casually, but for centuries it was the fuel of movements. It powered minds, built economies, and challenged empires. Coffee was never just a drink, it was a revolution in a cup. A warm cup, a sharp idea, a rising voice. That's the history of coffee. Subscribe for more stories that shake the world, just like a strong brew.